what are we supposed to do here? There's two of us. Valedictorians. I mean, has that ever happened before?
Co-valedictorian? Yeah, I don't like that. Definitely doesn't have a good ring to it.
I mean, we could try rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
Okay, on shoot. Okay, are we all ready?
It's a tie.
It's a tie?
It's a tie.
Good evening, everyone. Friends, family, faculty, honored guests, and of course, our fellow graduates. My name is Madeline Gillis.
My name is Owen Kavanaugh, and we are honored to be here with you today, this evening, as the 2023 valedictorians. And I forgot to say this, there is no way I'm putting co-valedictorian on my resume. Delivering a speech like this comes with great responsibility.
First and foremost, we'll have to thank the individuals who have made it possible for us to be here today.
We'll also have to sum up what these 4 or 5, not judging, years have meant to all of us.
Lastly, and probably most importantly, we'll have to accomplish all this while ensuring the university does not regret their decision to name 2 valedictorians.
So, Meal Hall. Quite the venue they chose for this event.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed to see that these cups don't look too stackable.
Pretty full circle though. I can remember sitting right over there around this time of day, Sunday, hungover, obviously, working up the energy to walk over to the counter to get a grilled cheese. I'm just hoping they have Frosted Flakes on the menu tonight.
And just a warning to all our first-time meal hall guests, do not drop your plate, as you will get a full round of applause from the room.
I actually completely forgot to buy my mom a ticket tonight, but I heard it was at Meal Hall, so I just found a first year who kind of looked like her, borrowed their ID, and there we go. Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
On a more serious note, thank you, mothers, for your endless encouragement and for being so selfless in everything you do. Your presence has kept us grounded, and your strength has lifted us up in times of need.
Though this day is all about, neither of us would be speaking here today without the continued support of our mothers.
Pretty on brand for Mother's Day to be overshadowed by an obligation involving the child. And this thank you wouldn't be complete without mentioning the dads.
Yes, we want to thank all dads, the ones sitting next to us, as well as the ones who cannot be here with us today. As we walk towards the future, we carry with us the undeniable mark that our dads have left on our hearts and minds.
You have instilled in us a deep sense of self-belief that has pushed us past our fears and built our confidence to achieve.
You may have been the dad who yelled a little too loud at sports games or sang in front of our friends in the car, but that embarrassment was always overshadowed by the admiration we had for you.
And although some of the dads here definitely did not know this event was happening until today, it would not be complete without you here.
Clearly, your terrible dad jokes have rubbed off on us, considering we're both hilarious. And of course, we have to acknowledge the people who have been in our corner since day one. Not just mom and dad, but for me, it was my 3 brothers.
And for me, my 2 sisters. For others, these people may be your aunt, an uncle, a grandparent, or a close friend.
These are the people who helped us grow.
The people who saw us go from mashed up peas,
To avocado toast,
from Teletubbies and Sesame Street,
to Stranger Things and Game of Thrones.
Not to mention, these are the folks who maintained the guardrails throughout the crazy last 2 decades.
Thank you.
And to the people who didn't sign up to parent us, but kinda did, thank you, professors.
Well, if we're treating them like our parents, I will never forgive you for the 3-week-long period of abandonment we all experienced last year. That being said, thank you for offering us courses that really challenged us.
Yes, courses like natural disasters, Chem in Our World, computer science, oceans.
Thank you for not hiding in your office when we knocked on your door outside of office hours.
And thank you for having tissues on your desk for when we came in crying.
Thank you for including material in the exam that wasn't covered in any of the reviews.
And thank you for bell curving those exams so we all ended up passing.
Thank you for never giving us a final exam mark and only posting our final grade.
We know those marks can be rough, so we appreciate you just keeping those to yourselves.
Thank you for offering us opportunities to improve our grade through participation points.
Even though I probably stressed out 10 times more when raising my hand in front of 300 people than I ever did when writing an exam. But really, thank you for providing the foundation which we will build upon over the next chapter in our lives. From here on, every school we get into, every job we score, every promotion we get, we will always think of you. Our success will always be your success too.
And I promise to mention you in my inaugural address when I'm named Prime Minister of Canada.
Co-Prime Minister of Canada.
We never would have imagined the changes that we've experienced in our 4 years here at Acadia. Talk about a crazy 4 years.
Yeah, I don't even know where to start.
Do the obvious ones first, like the ones that have altered the university experience here at Acadia indefinitely.
Okay, well, for starters, a campus cat now has a pizza place named after him.
And you know the owners of Ziggy have absolutely no clue he has people building his brand. Speaking of pizza, in our 4 years, somehow Prontos has officially won the Prontos Picasso's debate.
Yeah, I never thought it would be Wally that would outlast the competition. In our 4 years here, Chipman has gone extinct.
Turns out the Dennis Dinos aren't the only dinosaurs on campus anymore.
In our 4 years, we've seen 3 club teams win Atlantic University championship titles. Shout out field hockey, ultimate frisbee, and women's hockey. And as well, we've seen 4 of our varsity teams win AUS titles. Men's swimming, women's basketball, women's soccer, and of course, men's football.
Yeah, and in our 4 years, we've seen our football team go from the best team in the conference to the worst. But there's always next year.
On the topic of athletic triumphs, in our 4 years here, business has beat kinesiology in all 4 business versus Canada hockey games.
Yeah, and in 4 years, you still can't drink the water in the kinesiology building.
Pretty problematic considering their labs require them to actually break a sweat.
In 4 years, we've seen the price of Spaghetti Monday skyrocket from $4.88 to $5.99.
Talk about inflation.
In these crazy, unpredictable 4 years, these are the things I hope we'll remember the most. Not the strike, world health crisis, challenging of democracy, pending global conflict.
Try not to be such a Debbie Downer.
It's my bad. Move on.
While each student and program will have unique experiences based on who they know and the friendships that they've made, I know there's one day that will definitely stand out to everyone forever.
Where you were when you received the email the university was closing due to COVID.
Some of us had actually placed high bets on that outcome, receiving the email with a drink in hand, wearing either red, blue, or green for our first cheating. While others were in the library, still preparing for midterms with phone on Do Not Disturb, and actually got the news by seeing the people around them one by one get up, ditch their books, and join the cheating crowd.
I don't know about you, but when I received that email, far from sober, I celebrated, as I thought this would be a short, minor inconvenience that would only benefit me as my exams were now online.
But really, little did we know in that moment, there's a lot of uncertainty regarding what the future held for us.
And although COVID pulled us apart, we grew ever closer together. Friendships were strengthened, our resiliency was discovered, and our persistent nature was channeled towards continuing our education.
We survived Rona and got the diploma.
I like that. Did you make that up?
No.
I think it's that time.
What time?
I think it's time we be all sentimental and inspiring.
Oh yeah, I think you're right. So, how do we even start something like that?
Maybe something like, Dear fellow graduates?
Oh yeah, that's good.
Okay. Dear fellow graduates, as we prepare to embark on the next phase of our journey, I want to remind you that this is just the beginning. I know it feels like just the other day when we all stepped on campus for the first time, and though the last 4 years or 5 have gone by quickly, the memories you've made, the knowledge you've gained, and the friendships you've created will last forever.
These friendships we have made have shaped who we are today. Our friends have been the first to hear the good news and the ones who distract us from the bad news. Been there to celebrate our milestones, but also to offer an ear to listen or a shoulder to cry on. It's not the location, the classes, or the buildings that have made Acadia home, it's our friends. And it's hard to imagine coming back to Wolfville years from now and not recognizing anyone you walk past on the street. Though after our goodbyes this weekend, we may start to see our Acadia friends a little less, we need to take comfort in knowing that from this point on in our lives, we will never truly be alone. The friendships we've made here span far beyond the 4 walls of this school and will continue to grow with us wherever we go.
When we all cross the stage, this chapter of our life will officially end. No more late nights in the library or Anvil, no more early mornings at Neil Hall or the Kentville Big Stall, and no more lectures that seemingly try their hardest to make you fall asleep or stop paying attention. That is a sad reality. But at the same time, we all simultaneously start an exciting new beginning. New careers, new schools, new passions, and new people. But the piece of you that belongs to Acadia University will live on forever.
And although we graduate this weekend, we will always be part of that Acadia family. You'll bump into an Acadia alum on the street who you've never met before, and you'll always be able to count on having that bond. And the neat thing about bumping into an Acadia alum is that you won't need to spot a little ring on their finger to pick one out of the crowd. Instead, it's our shared experience that unifies us.
There's no doubt the last 4 years have been pretty crazy, and it can be scary to face the unknown. But I, for one, feel very confident looking out into the crowd today. As I see the people in this room hold the tools necessary to course correct and make the world a better place. I've had the privilege of learning and partying with the next generation of leaders and innovators.
And I want to remind you that we still have time. Time to make mistakes, time to mess up, change our minds, and start all over again. So go ahead, be adventurous, work hard, take risks, and say yes to new things.
Acadia graduates, it's been an honor representing the class of 2023 this evening. We cannot wait to see what the future holds for you. Cheers.